The Tipping Point with Mike Tipton is brought to you by Dubby. What is Dubby? Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like those other energy drinks have. They also have no maltodextrin fillers and don't use artificial dyes. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, a nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. Dubby's products are made in the USA in an FDA-inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP manufacturing guidelines. All of the flavors are unique and custom-made by Dubby, and you'll never taste our taste anywhere else. The best part about it is they're affordable. Dubby's drinks come out to about $1 per drink, much cheaper than Starbucks or any of those canned energy drinks. To learn more, visit dubby.gg.com/discount/MRTipton33 and place your order today. Use promo code MrTipton33 and save today. Dubby Energy, be better. What's going on, everybody? I want to tell you about my new friends over at Cleverman. Visit them online at becleverman.com. What they gave me was the energizing face and beard scrub along with the Cleverman face scrubber. And trust me when I say this, the energizing face and beard scrub smells amazing. Combining it with the face scrubber, making sure that your boy was looking as good and as sexy as possible, opened up a whole different sensation in my face that I haven't ever felt before. I felt so clean, so fresh, and so clean, like Outcast said, and it helped me feel like I was ready for my day. Make sure you visit them online at becleverman.com and follow them on Instagram at clevermannyc. The link is up in my bio if you want to check out all the amazing products they have. Visit them online, becleverman.com. Good morning, everybody. It is time for the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton, hanging out with you here on this Thursday morning, hoping that everyone is having themselves a great time. A lot of stuff going on in the world of sports. The NFL decides that it wants to get rid of the Pro Bowl. College football, making it difficult now. Not the NCAA, but the conferences themselves for players who were considered pros to go back to college. Still not too sure how I feel about that one, but we can talk about that, all that, and more on the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton. We are live on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on X, on YouTube, not just on my YouTube channel, but also the Under the Hood podcast channel. And of course, starting the week after next, after Labor Day, we will be live on the KTSM Plus app, so you'll be able to see things back there. Augustine asking, are you awake? What a finish yesterday. Yes, an absolutely amazing finish to the El Paso Locomotive game that happened last night. It was intense. It was awesome. I got to give a shout out to our camera crew. They are doing a phenomenal job. Augustine with the first comment of the day, beating Tommy. Wow. Someone's got to check in on Tommy now. But the El Paso Locomotive with a hell of a win, getting the go-ahead goal scored in the 93rd minute. They had 3 minutes of extra time. And in that 93rd minute, are able to get a goal. The cool thing about what I do, right? Like, obviously, we set up all the cameras. We set up the field boards. We do the audio. We do everything for the broadcast. We run it all, right? So everything you see on ESPN Plus comes to us. Stoppage time is what it's called, Augustine. Stoppage time. I'm still learning, all right? Tommy says, what up, Tip? And, after the game, I got to go downstairs, start taking stuff apart, helping my crew out, doing all that type of stuff, right? So I go downstairs right as we get into the added time, as Augustine would call it. And I'm right there in the first base dugout. So I got a straight shot across the field. And I see the way that ball goes into the net, and you just hear that crowd explode. The smoke starts going off from the eighth notch. It was absolutely amazing. Again, not the biggest soccer head here, clearly, right? But even if you don't love the game, try to make it out there. The atmosphere is absolutely electric. Diego, our audio engineer, always makes sure we've got some good sounds going on in the stadium as well. Some good music, good vibes. Everything was going well. Shout out to the El Paso Locomotive. Like Augustine said, a phenomenal win. They are in second place, which means if the season were to end today, we would get a home playoff game here in El Paso. We had a home playoff game last year against Phoenix. We're trying to get a home playoff game here in El Paso as well. Augustine saying, I'm not either. It's not like I was watching in the CW, LOL. A question about that, but I'll ask you about that a little bit later, Augustine. ESPN Plus. That's always going to be my go-to for the Locomotive. Sure, you missed the local ads, but ESPN Plus, can't beat it. But it was a fun game. We got another game on Saturday. Then we are off until September 25th, which is a Friday, the rare Friday game for us. And then 3 home games in October. So we've got 5 more home games with the El Paso Locomotive left, 12 more home games with the El Paso Chihuahuas. My 75 plus 17, so 92 game season coming to an end. Man, that was a gauntlet. But you know what? I love it. I do. I genuinely enjoy all the stress, all the things that come along with it. It's been a fun ride. But hey, winding down towards the end of the year, and it's going to be a good time. But as we said, the NFL yesterday decided, you know what? I'm done with the Pro Bowl. And absolutely nobody cared. Nobody cared. Everyone was like, you know what? Cool. Yeah, we don't blame you. Be done with the Pro Bowl. No, nobody watches the Pro Bowl anyway. No one cares about the Pro Bowl. But the NFL said, hold on. We're not completely done with the Pro Bowl. We're still going to announce who Pro Bowlers are. These are our Pro Bowl guys. Look at them. Look how happy they are to be named Pro Bowlers, but they don't have to play the game. Augustine said he even called. He did. He called me in the middle of the game. I'm on all kinds of different things that I got to do, but Augustine decides he wants to call in the middle of the game. Obviously, he doesn't know what it is that I got to do, but, there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on. Like getting work emails as of right now. Yep. But fun times. I've never really seen the fact that as divided as we are as a country, as a world, as all kinds of stuff, that we can all rally together and say with a straight face, yeah, NFL, good job. No one cares about the Pro Bowl. Awesome. Au revoir. Right? Like nobody cares. That was the one thing in a world that is so divided. We all came together to be like, you know what? Good call, NFL. Good job, guys. You guys are doing a phenomenal job. Shout out to Manny David, who just liked the show over on X. Trying to get a little more involved on X, but I don't know how, like if I want to. Maybe I just do this YouTube and the streaming service, right? So we do the 2 YouTube channels and the streaming service. What are your thoughts, though, on the NFL deciding, you know what, we're done with the Pro Bowl. No more Pro Bowl game. We're just not going to do it anymore. We'll still announce who Pro Bowlers are. I think you might as well just call them All-Stars at that time then instead of being like they're Pro Bowlers because you're not going to play the game. But the NFL decides, you know what, we're done with it. And like I said, one of the very few times that we as a society decided, you know what, we all agree. We are all unanimously agreeing that it's time to get rid of the Pro Bowl. The article on ESPN says the NFL is eliminating the Pro Bowl games instead of shifting the focus to celebrating. Instead, it is shifting the focus to celebrating the honor of being a Pro Bowl selection. Beginning with the 2026 season, 88 players will be named to the Pro Bowl class in late December with no replacement selections. It's okay, quote, it's okay to be the first league to walk away from a competitive all-star game, NFL Executive Vice President Peter O'Reilly said. While no AFC versus NFC game will be held, players selected to the Pro Bowl will be invited to attend an in-person celebration in Los Angeles during the traditional Pro Bowl weekend when the game would take place. Quote, this direction came directly from our continued conversations with players and what they value most about the Pro Bowl. NFL Executive Vice President of Football Operations Troy Vincent said in a statement, continuing, being selected by your peers, coaches, and fans as one of the very best at your position carries tremendous meaning. We heard clearly that the distinction matters, and our focus is on making the recognition that comes with it worthy of what these players have accomplished on the field. That sounds completely contradictory to what we've seen on the field when it comes to the Pro Bowl. It's such an honor. It really is. It's such an honor to be selected by you, the fans, my coaches, my teammates, my peers, everybody that ingests the NFL. It's such an honor, but I ain't playing that damn game. That's a 180 in one sentence. I'm so honored to be a part of this, but not really. You know, I'm not honored enough to actually give a shit about the game. And thus the reason why nobody cares. Nobody cares at all about going to the Pro Bowl or watching the Pro Bowl because players stopped caring. They want the honor. They want the bonus that comes with it. They want all the recognition and bullshit like that comes along with it. But I'm not going to play in that game. I'm not going to give a shit. Fuck out of here with that. Fuck out of here with that. And that's been my issue, right? And all y'all know, those of you that have watched the show for a long time, you guys are like, Tip, you love all-star games. I really do. Whenever they're competitive, right? Let me fix that. I love the NBA All-Star game. I don't care if it's competitive or not, although I did love Victor Wembanyama going wild in the last NBA All-Star game. I feel like he's going to be the guy that brings competitive All-Star games back. Tommy's saying, I haven't watched the Pro Bowl since it was an actual game. Making the Pro Bowl has become a joke. Augustine says, and no Pro Bowl quarterback challenges, wide receiver challenges, and all of that stuff. Ashley saying, have any players said anything? LOL. I don't think the players will say anything. I think it's going to be the Players Association, and they're going to be all about it because it's less football being played. Maybe it's just me. And I feel like I'm the guy walking the company line here whenever I say some of these things. The NFLPA and all these other players associations and stuff like that are all about getting as much money as possible for doing as little work as possible. And you know what? Fuck, man, I'm about it. Go do your thing. Sorry, I've been cussing a lot today. I am exhausted. But they're saying, you know what? I want to get paid. I want the recognition. I want XYZ. I want. But you know what I'm not going to do is play hard in this game. It's an exhibition. Why should I play hard in this game? Why should I reward the fans who voted me, my peers, my coaches, etc., who voted me into this position? Why should I reward them with effort? Give me the bonus. Give me the check. Whatever little things I'm going to get, the recognition, the trophy, any of that nonsense, give it to me. Give me. But I'm not going to give you anything. I want to get max amount of dollars for as little as physically possible. That's why the NBA All-Star Game has to have, what is it, like a $125,000 bonus for the players, the team that wins, and like a $75,000 bonus for the team that loses. Because again, it's all about the money. You know what? Fuck, man. If it's all about the money, it's all about the money. It's always been that way. It's not new, right? But does it have to be so blatantly obvious and in your face whenever you get this direction came directly from our continued conversations with the players and what they value most about the Pro Bowl? What they value most about the Pro Bowl? Getting a check. I want you to recognize me as one of the very best in the league, but I'm not going to show you that I am. That's what that comes down to. Being selected by your peers, coaches, and fans as one of the very best at your position carries tremendous meaning. We heard clearly that the distinction matters. The distinction matters. So being a Pro Bowler matters. If it matters so much, why are y'all missing the game all the time? You know, all you got to do is show up, throw a couple of passes if you're a quarterback, catch the ball a little bit, give the fans something to be happy about, right? All-star games, again, surprise, I don't know if y'all know this or not. All-star games are not meant for the players, they're meant for the fans. And by the fans, I mean it's meant for the league to make money. You go to the game, you're around, you get to see all these all-star players doing their thing, having themselves a good old time. But the NFL, I'm going to have to go back and look, right? Is it the NFL or was it the NBA that started making these all-star games just basically a big-ass joke, right? Like nobody cares. Nobody on the field, nobody on the court cares about these games, right? The fans care. I wanted to go to the All-Star game last year, and I didn't go because that was a $1,400 ticket for the nosebleeds. Why am I going to keep giving? And we see it all the time because these games are always constantly sold out. Why am I going to continue giving you my money that I got to work hard for that is nowhere near the amount of money that you get? So it's a bigger percentage for me to buy a ticket to go to an all-star game, for the travel, the hotel, the ticket itself, all the little experiences that I might want to do as a fan. I'm still making that sacrifice because I want to see my favorite players doing their thing. And you get a piss poor effort. And again, you guys know me. I am very, very close-minded, I guess would be the word on this at this point of view. Sports is a transaction. End of story. End of story. My fandom, your fandom doesn't mean anything to the team. We've seen it a ton of times, right? I guess not a ton of times, but we've seen it a handful of times. Old boy dies at the Texas Rangers Stadium. Hold a moment of silence for him at the next game. Nothing afterwards. Probably didn't even pay his family. You know why they didn't pay his family? Because on the back of the ticket, it says, don't act like an asshole. Not in those words, but basically, right? You get hit in the head. You get hit in the head with a baseball at 108 miles an hour, and you're in the stands. And you're like, oh my God, I got a concussion. Maybe the team should pay for my injuries or something like that. On that ticket, it says, look out for flying baseballs. Therefore, they're no longer liable. Right? Old boy at PNC Park, what was it, 2 years ago? Falls 21 feet from the green wall that they've got out there. For Roberto Clemente, falls off that wall, breaks his neck. I think he's paralyzed. I got to look into it. That should show you that was a huge moment in sports that day. And then somebody hit a home run and they're like, oh, damn, look how far that home run went. And people forgot all about Buddy. Sports is a transaction. We do not matter as fans as long as we keep giving money. And if we decide, I ain't giving my money, you know who is? That other guy. It'll always be the machine churning things in and out. Ooh, got some comments. Augustine saying no free vacation to Hawaii anymore. I don't think they've been in Hawaii for a while. I know it was Vegas and Orlando the last, I want to say at minimum half decade, but Vegas and Orlando. Augustine says, get the cussing out before you're on KTSM. LOL. Again, spoke to my dude, Chris Babcock, and he said, you know what, Tip? Keep the show the way you do the show. Remember, I even told him, what about the My Happy Nuts segment? What about the Just the Tip segment? And he was like, you do you, buddy. You do you. You want to drop an F-bomb? You can drop an F-bomb. Now, clearly, I don't want to drop F-bombs left and right, but, now and again, why not? Tommy's saying, I remember when Sean Taylor lit up one of the punters in a Pro Bowl game. Hell yeah, man. The commish is here. What up, commish? Can't wait to hear the stories of why you or how everything went at your fantasy football draft in Vegas. Augustin says, when was the last time an all-star game or Pro Bowl was taken seriously or competitive? Last year with Major League Baseball. The all-star game there is competitive because it does it even determine home field advantage anymore? Let's look that up. No, they don't even do that anymore. No, that was up until 2023, so I guess 2023 would be the last time, Augustine. Last year's NBA All-Star Game, again, that was Victor Wembanyama doing his thing. Why would the team have to pay? You chose to go to that game. Exactly. That's the waiver, right? Like that's what it is. That's a understanding. I love the circles that I've gotten to be in my career because I do know a former team president in Major League Baseball. And he said that they had a fan. It was a young fan. And they got drilled with a baseball. And, instantly, like, it broke their orbital bone. It did a bunch of stuff like that. And they wanted to sue the team. And the team was like, okay, we'll go to court, but you're going to lose this because on your ticket it says it's up to you. Right? Like, we put the netting. It's up to you. But if you don't want to go to court and have all these court costs, you know what we'll do? We'll give you a signed baseball bat from the player who hit you with the ball. And the people took it. So they got like a signed baseball bat by like a dude who was out of the major leagues in like 2.5 years. Augustine asking, why did that guy at PNC fall? I think he was drunk. I think that was the main thing, right? Like he was just hammered ass drunk and fell over the railing, landed like on the back of his head or directly on his head. It was bad. Old boy at the Rangers game, whenever he died, he went diving for a foul ball from like one of the top decks and went like just – it was his time, I'm guessing, because he landed directly in the corridor that just went down a hall, like one of those, like that, and just bloop. That was the end of that. Augustine saying, did you tell him about me? Did I tell Babcock about you? No, I didn't. The commissioner saying, Chris Bangcock? What a weird name, Babcock. I don't know if that's better or not. Augustine said, well, it's baseball, not a contact sport played by crybabies. There you go. Did the team give him drinks? I mean, yeah, the team, like he bought drinks from the stadium. But again, as Augustine says, how about this, people? Act mature. Act mature, says Augustine. Don't have fun. Be mature at your sporting event. That makes you cry or laugh or any of that other stuff. That feeds into the void that you have in your heart because at the end of the day, you're just a shallow human being with emotions that need to be filled by sports and activity that you have nothing to do with. But it determines your mood for the entire week. I don't know why. Like, I've never been that person. It's great because I do get frustrated that my team is garbage. But I also understand that it does not, like, I don't impact them in any way. They should not impact me in any way. So, like, I'll be upset with the Cowboys for losing the game, even though Dak caught it for a couple of minutes, and then I just move on. Sorry, I got another message. Wild stuff. The commish says, you know why your drinks are so expensive at ball games? So you can drink responsibly, LOL. No shit. But again, like okay, Well, the two instances I just gave you were baseball. If it was like at a college football stadium or an NFL stadium or something like that, you'd be able to kind of be like, okay, they were tailgating, right? Something like that happened. And now all of a sudden, that's the reason why they're so hammered ass drunk that they're making dumb decisions. Because you go to a tailgate, like I can't wait to go to a tailgate. As a matter of fact, we might be doing fire and ice from a couple of tailgates this year with UTEP athletics. But you go to the tailgate to pregame for the game itself, right? Like you just get hammered ass drunk. How many college stadiums now serve alcohol? I know UTEP is one of a handful, or have all of them started doing it now. I'm old, so I just assume that like every college football stadium no longer serves alcohol. It's just UTEP. Oh, wow. 80%. Wow. Look at us, guys. We have grown as a society where 80% of college football, 80% of major college football programs, 117 out of 133 FBS schools, are able to serve alcohol. And I used to love it whenever UTEP was one of the handful of schools that was able to serve alcohol. Look at me being a proud Miner today. Pause. Because I knew the only way you can make it through a UTEP game is if you were hammered ass drunk because you knew what was going to happen at the end of it. A big old L. Augustine saying the message was you left the lights on yesterday. LOL. Luckily for me, I'm not in charge of the lights. So if somebody leaves the lights on, that's on them. Maybe I left the door open like Bruno Mars said. Augustine says tailgate, the food. Well, UTEP does get any people in the stands. LOL. Doesn't get any people in the stands. Augustine talking crap about our UTEP Miners. So at work, they were like, hey, it's in between a baseball homestand, no soccer game that day. Let's go to the UTEP home opener. And I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. But I haven't heard anything on whether or not we're going to be going as a group. So there's a part of me that's just like, you know what? And also, like, I don't know if I'm about that like being in the suite type area type stuff. Like I want to be down there in the fans, in the stands, getting beer poured on me, having myself a good old time. This could be UTEP's only win of the year. Again, I am saying this as nice as I possibly can as someone who donates to the athletics department. Talk about a waste of money, but nonetheless, like someone who cares about UTEP athletics. If we get a singular win this season, it's going to be against Sam Houston State, and I want to be there for that. Hammered ass drunk. The commissioner saying Mike wants to be down there with the heathens. I was going to add to that, but I decided not to. Look at that. That right there, Augustine, you were talking about maturity and growth. I stopped right there because I was going to quote a movie that I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with, but Tommy's kids are in the car right now. So had that statement been made 3 minutes from now, completely different version, but we're getting the mature version of Mike Tipton today, guys. UTEP volleyball. Wait, UTEP v. Cathedral is really happening? Is that the win? Cathedral? I think Augustine's drunk. He's just living in his own world, making up his own stuff. I don't know. Look, man, sometimes people got to do drugs, and drugs are a fun time. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to yuck on anybody's yum. But Augustine, just lay back a little bit from it, man. The shrooms are starting to get to you. Like we just dial back. You don't no need to wake up in the morning and be like, let me drop some acid or something like that, Augustine. Just calm down a little bit, man. It's early in the morning. You just woke up. You got yourself some coffee. You don't need to get that mushroom tip in your mouth.
I just want to put the tip in.
It's time for
Just a Tip.
That would make me uncomfortable.
Promise that it ain't too much, but just enough. Just a tip. Just a tip.
Just the tip. Just the tip.
It's Time for Just the Tip.
Just the Tip is brought to you by our friends over at www.myhappynuts.com. It's rocket science for where the sun don't shine, guys. Now is the time to go out. Every day is the time to go out there and order your Happy Nuts products. You've got the Big Wood Energy Bundle. What comes with this Big Wood Energy Bundle, you say? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's only $49.99. You get the shower, the body wash, you get the comfort cream, you get the whole body deodorant, all that, and you smell absolutely amazing. You smell like Big Wood. You bring that Big Wood energy, just like you're about to get ready to hit some bombs, knock some bombs out the park, bro. You do that, $49.99, and you get a discount if you use the code Mike Tipton at checkout. What more are you waiting for? www.myhappynuts.com. Use promo code Mike Tipton at checkout. Make sure your nuts are as happy as my nuts with myhappynuts.com. I love that product. I do need to stock up. Not only do I like advertise them, I use it all the time. Especially that comfort powder. That stuff has saved me over this swampy ass summer. It has been absolutely amazing. Augustine saying they are not anymore. LOL. Or not Augustine. Tommy said that. Or I might have said Tommy, but I don't know. I got a bunch of messages right now. I don't know what's going on. I am all of a sudden a popular guy, and I am not used to this. People just blowing up my phone. The cool thing is, with the new office setup I have, if you want to call, and like I think I got to get like a fake phone number, but if you want to call, you can call me on my cell phone like Drake said and be a part of the show. We're going to start opening up phone lines on the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton as we get closer and closer and closer to our debut on KTSM Plus, as we try to get better for the audience in Chicago with the Under the Hood podcast channel. Work messages, hey, you left the PA system on. I am such an OCD old school radio head that I turn off everything on the audio board and go on my way from there. Right? Same thing with my board back here. I turn off buttons. I fade everything down. I do all of that good nonsense. I was in here yesterday because I had a little bit of time before I had to go to work. On game days, I try not to just, be at the stadium for 14 hours a day. So I was in here with my DJ equipment. I got some DJ equipment right here, messing with it, having myself a good old time. It was fun. It was fun. The crew committee saying, leave a voicemail and give me your sports take of the day. I did do that with iHeartRadio. I did that. We had a voicemail line because we didn't have a phone line. I had to fight to get a phone line. Tommy's saying, do they send you free product? They do every now and again, but you know what? I believe in the product so much that I actually go out and buy it. They send me a little package. Whoa. Look, it doesn't matter the size of the package they send me. It's a huge package as far as you're concerned. All I want is their packet weight. All I need is their package in my hands, in my tiny little hands. It looks huge, a very huge, very massive package. Very many people look at the package and they say, look, that's an amazing package. One of the biggest packages I've ever seen. Large package, very big package. But yeah, they send me some free stuff every now and again. But what I do is I say, you know what? I like that. That's like little sample sizes and stuff. I like that. That's cool. Let me go ahead and buy some of these myhappynuts.com products. I got the body wash. The body wash smells great, guys. Trust me. It smells really good. The whole body deodorant, I like it. Lasted a lot longer than some of the other deodorants that I've got. And like I said, the comfort powder, game changer, dude. If you're up walking around all day, that comfort powder is amazing. Work messages, hey, your food bill came out to $650. That's on them. Okay, look, they're the ones that gave me a free food voucher. They told me I could order whatever I want. If I order half the damn food in the stadium, that's on them. They should have had better nomenclature. The commissioner saying it makes sense if you don't think about it. As saying it's a small package for me, but big packages for you. That's what makes sense if you don't think about it. And Tommy giving us a little bit of laughs. Every package, enormous in my tiny little hands, my tiny little baby T-Rex hands. One of these days, whenever the Gestapo decides it's going to come to El Paso, I'm going to get arrested for just my impersonation. Also, I found out, I might have already said this on the show once, but like it still blows my mind. I don't know what it was we were doing at work, but we were talking about Cameo, right? And if you've ever watched Bob, Jim, and Pat get drunk on the internet, you know that our unofficial mascot of the show is former WWE WCW superstar Buff Bagwell. Hell, I got the Buff Bagwell action figure right here. It's always within grasp, right? Buff Bagwell. And I got him to do a cameo, and it was like $35. And we were talking about Cameo the other day. And we found out that there's a guy who does Donald Trump impersonations for $250 a pop. And when we listen to his voice, it's not far off from the impersonation I do. So I was like, I've got to start going on Cameo and doing Donald Trump impersonations and getting paid for that. Like, why am I not doing that? Morals, I guess. Tommy says it's their fault. Going back to the conversation about the food, it's the greatest package of all time. Many people, smart people, keep saying it's the greatest package they've ever seen. I love how he looks over to the side when he's trying to read because he can't read, doesn't look at words very well. The biggest words, they got to be in size 72 font in order for me to read them. Augustine saying Cameo or camel toe. What? Well, we know it's on Augustine's mind. Augustine, huge supporter of the camel community. But I figure Augustine's more about moose knuckles. That's kind of what I thought. Every time I do the Trump voice, like it scratches my throat. Maybe that's why I don't do the cameos for Trump. Although $250 a pop might be worth it. I have my head shaved again, so now I can put on a wig. I'll put on the orange wig. I'm not going to shave the beard. I look like a beluga whale if I shave my beard. Tommy's saying the moose knuckles, not the moose knuckles. I love bringing up old words that we probably haven't heard in quite some time, and I think moose knuckle is on that list of one of those words that we haven't heard in quite some time. Jack is right here next to me, and I put my chair in a little more to try to stop him from jumping up. We are not having a repeat of what happened on Monday, I guess is what it was. We're not having a repeat. Augustine saying you need that drink that the guy that does my previous. Like 90% of the time, Augustine, I'm there with you. Today has not been one of those days, my dude. Like, we are both on the struggle bus. Maybe I'm just tired. Maybe you're tired. Maybe something's going on. But we're not here right now. I don't even like we're not only on the same book. We're not even in the same library right now, my guy. I have no idea what any of that means. Augustine asks, is Jack gonna vomit again? I mean, he probably I don't know what he's doing. He's right here. But I don't want him to get up in my lap because the last time he was in my lap, we know what happened. And you know how like you can smell things that aren't there, but you know what it smells like? That's what it is for me right now. Augustine saying that he's in the Trump library right now. Well, there's no books in that library. They've all been burned. It's pictures of tweets. That really makes me wonder what would be in the Trump presidential library, which I feel like would be next to nothing, right? Like it would be a bunch of tweets. It'd be pictures of him reading teleprompters very poorly. Every time I read, I make this face. It's a wonderful face. I don't think we spoke about Buddy's green flag waving, did we? Did y'all see? And I'm not expecting you to, because you guys have a life. I was at the baseball stadium on Sunday, and I got to watch Sunday morning the the Freedom 250 IndyCar race that they had in Washington, D.C., which I thought was a great concept. Would have been better if it was Formula One. I understand why it was Indy. If you're going to go with American made, it probably should have been NASCAR, if you're going to be honest about it. But nonetheless, like a fun little thing, right? Like you got the Indy cars and stuff like that are going on with it. The fact that Trump green flag comes up before you get Trump Greenland is great to me. It's absolutely great to me. We're going to mute that. We're going to try to watch this together. Let's see if it'll let me do it. All right, let's see. Is it going to? There we go. So it's showing us. We've got no audio happening right here. But it also didn't show him waving the flag. Boo. Boo on you, Forbes. Boo on you.
Nat, good morning. We begin with some breaking news from overseas now. And President.
All right, let's see what this one looks like. Is it actually going to show us the green flag being waved? That's literally all I care about. Okay, let's go back. We're going to go back just a little bit so we can see the epitome of manliness, waving a flag like he has never waved a flag before. Look at that face. What is that face? It was great. So dumb at the same time. Yeah, that was Forbes. I went to the Forbes YouTube channel because it was the first one that popped up, and they didn't show me. They didn't show me Buddy not knowing how to wave a flag. I know all about flags. I wave flags all the time. Oh, well, it's 100% a meme. I'm surprised it hasn't become like I need to find the video. And I have so much that I want to do with that video. Have you ever had those moments where like you see something and you get inspired by it artistically and you're like just brain overload of everything that you can possibly do because of how funny that moment in time was? That's exactly what happened to me the second I saw that. And I saw that live. It was great. Looking like a toddler who just learned how to use his arms. Like it was fantastic. How do you not know how to wave a flag? It was like a sparkler almost, right? Like that's kind of what it was looking like. It was almost like a sparkler. When you wave a flag, you're kind of doing this with it, right? Like you're a bunch of other stuff. Not. What a face. That's our beautiful baby boy. Our big, beautiful boy making us proud, very proud as a country. We get to see him wave a flag. Very beautiful. As the greenest flag that's ever been waved. Oh, man. Going back to sports. how weirdly we have transitioned in today's show. Nobody cares about the Pro Bowl. I'm fine with it. It does. Well, okay, hold on. We as fans don't care about the Pro Bowl anymore, but the players still care about the Pro Bowl. Remember, that's what they said. We care about it. Oh, so much. So much so that whenever they get elected to the Pro Bowl, they decide to skip the Pro Bowl. That's how much they care about it. They care about it so much that they want other people to be a part of it. That's not selfish. It's selflessness. They want other people to be there in their place to experience what it's like to be a Pro Bowler. And we kind of saw the writing on the wall last year whenever Shedeur Sanders became a Pro Bowler. That's how we all knew, okay, this is done. That's the end of it. How on God's green earth is Shedeur Sanders a Pro Bowl quarterback? That was like I guess whenever you look at the signs of the apocalypse, that had to be one of the signs of the apocalypse, that Shedeur Sanders' goofy ass can get to be a Pro Bowl quarterback, but he can't even beat out Deshaun Watson. I said beat out, not beat off. Calm down, Deshaun Watson. That was unnecessary. If you've been paying attention to college football recently, you know that there has been a little bit of a battle between, I guess, former athletes who declared for the NFL draft, didn't get drafted, but went in as, unsigned free agents, undrafted free agents, didn't make the 53-man roster, and are trying to go back to the to college football because of some nomenclature that was done in the court system. Obviously, our court system, the most amazing court system in the world. But the court system kind of was like, okay, these guys were a class of 22, 23. They only get 4 years of eligibility, so they're not going to be able to do a fifth year in 2026, 2027. That's not going to happen. And then, the season ends. These guys are like, well, if I can't come back to college, I'm going to declare for my draft, whether it's the NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA, whatever it is, right? Like I've exhausted my eligibility, and now it's time for me to go on to that next stage in life. They go through, they get that done, and in June, there comes a new ruling where that previous ruling gets overturned. They say, oh, no, wait, well, what are we doing? Of course you're going to have a fifth year. But now you've already declared for the NFL draft, and according to all the bylaws in the NCAA, you can't come back. C'est la vie, mon ami. Right? Like we won't allow you to come back. The NCAA is like, oh, damn. Our bad. Kind of like that commercial back in there that the ball went off me, coach. That's what put their hand up. That's on me, guys. My apologies. I'll get better next time. Don't you worry about it. I got this. The NCAA goes on their way and they say, look, we're going to allow these guys to come back. We'll give you your fifth year. So now you have guys that were on NFL rosters, not drafted, but they were on NFL rosters, didn't make the 53-man team, and don't want to be on the practice squad. So they're like, you know what? Let me go back to college. I can get a little bit of money. I can probably get more money in college than what I'd get on the practice squad in the NFL. Let me go back to college. And the NCAA was like, you know what? You're right. We messed up. You're right. You should come back. Come on back home, baby. With arms wide open. Come back to college sports. Right? Like that's what they did. And in a show that gave you the clearest picture ever of what is going on in the world of sports, the NCAA was quickly, and I mean quickly, neutered by the conferences. The SEC, the Big Ten, and now the Big 12 are saying, you know what? We're not going to allow these dudes to come back. And if you're a coach and you want to sign these guys to come back, we are going to suspend you up to half the season. Damn. That's a long-ass time to be without your coach, especially if you're a major college football team like LSU, right? So now these guys, because of a ruling by the court system that was then overturned and a judgment by the NCAA, are no longer allowed to play college athletics. Basically in limbo now. Can't go back over here because I spent a couple of weeks over here. I get it. Hey, that's a rule. That's a rule, right? We always knew that. It was going to be a 1-year deal, right? Just 1 year. And people said, well, Tip, what did like these players graduated? Why are they staying and playing football? You have any idea how many times that happens in college football? How many times a player graduates from college and is just on the roster to simply play football? All the time. Anyone that's a 6-year senior, that's what they do. And I have to think about this, and maybe I've got to do some more research on it. But the whole thing about it was, how did this particular commitment class, 2022, 2023, how did they get screwed out of having a 5th-year option that every other class has? We're not going to let kids, I say kids because they're that much younger than me, but we're not going to let people that were a part of the recruiting class of 2022, 2023 play college football while we have 7 players in major college football that were part of the recruiting class in 2019. 3 effing years before these kids were recruited. They're still playing. Quick math tells me 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 8 seasons of eligibility. 8 seasons of eligibility for those guys? Them dudes got mortgages. They probably got 2 or 3 baby mamas. They're out here like grown-ass adults with like real jobs and stuff like that. How the fuck are these guys still playing football? But we're going to have a ruling against dudes that for whatever reason the NCAA decided didn't get to deserve a 5th-year option? Again, selective outrage, right? I want to be mad about this, but I just can't. Like what it does is it proves to you that the NCAA has no clue what it's doing. And we've spoken about this before. I said it on this show a bunch of times. Go all the way back to iHeart. Whenever COVID happened, and the NCAA was like, you know what? I don't care if you guys play games. That's up to y'all. Y'all, like, we're not going to stop you. You want to play as a conferences? You as a conferences, you guys have all of the rules. You guys got all the power. No, we're just here to make sure everybody plays fair. The NCAA castrated themselves 6 years ago. And now they're trying to put the toothpaste back in the tube after it was all squeezed out. Squozen. Yeah, squozen's the right word, but it just sounds weird. After it was squozen out. And now they're trying to pretend like they have the power here. The SEC, the Big 12, and the Big 10 just gave a middle finger to the NCAA and said to them, we don't play by your rules anymore. This is going back to what we had spoken about previously of the autonomy that's going to be made by the conferences in the future. I've been saying this for years now. So I'm black and blue in the face. These conferences are going to break away, create their own little thing that is not governed by the NCAA. The NCAA will more than likely govern college basketball because the NCAA tournament is the biggest damn thing in college sports, and they won't want to lose that. But as far as football goes, that biggest money-making machine that you have, this right here is another step up the damn ladder of the conferences saying, we don't need the NCAA. These are our rules. Remember back when COVID happened and you said all the rules happened by us? These are our rules. Go fly a kite, NCAA. Oh boy, that's younger than this dude that's on my roster, but he was on the 53 or wasn't, like he practiced with an NFL team for 6 weeks. He can go play in the Mountain West Conference. If I'm UTEP, I am on the phone with these guys in a heartbeat. But they're not going to play for us, no matter what you say, NCAA. We are witnessing in real time the death of the power of the NCAA, and it is effing delicious. Inject that into my veins, because we have said for time and time again that the NCAA system is messed up, it's broken, and there's going to have to be some way that it all gets fixed or it doesn't get fixed. You allowed NIL to become a thing. You allowed the wild, wild west to happen in college sports and college athletics. This is what happens when you do that. I cannot wait over the next few years to see what happens, because we all know these conferences are going to break away from the NCAA. They're going to create their own little thing, their own little league, and it's going to change college athletics forever. No longer can you sit back under the umbrella of amateurism and be like, oh my goodness, these are just kids. These are paid student athletes who sign a contract with these teams. And until the conferences decide that they want to put salary caps on stuff, it is going to be out of control. And the NCAA, as we just saw right now, the NCAA made a rule. This is what we are going to allow to happen. The conferences said, nah. And the NCAA said, oh, well, yeah, I guess. Okay. That's exactly how that went. The bluff was called by the conferences, and the NCAA backed down. Done. At least in college football. Done. It's going to be awesome to watch over the next couple of years, because it's going to get ugly. Oh, man. I'm excited. You know me, Agent of Chaos. I love the chaos that's going to happen, and I am excited about it. Augustine saying, going back to the comments that we were making before, the best flag waiver ever, those Mormons. I think he meant morons, but he said Mormons. Maybe he did mean more. I don't know. And he goes on to say, hey, it's called the triple major, and then go fly a kite, iHeartRadio. Maybe. We'll see. That's another story for another time. All right, y'all. I got nothing but love and appreciation for you. We will be back tomorrow with TIP VIP Friday. You got my phone number. You can call in on the tip line. Oh, the tip line. We got the tip line back here. Also, you know what? Let's do what the commish said. You have my number. Even if you don't have my number, hell, you got a way to get a hold of me, whether it's on social media at Mr. Tipton 33. Give me your hottest sports take in a voice note, and we will play it on the show tomorrow. Your hottest sports take coming into this weekend. Give me what you got. We'll play it on the show tomorrow on that TIP VIP Friday. Have a good Thursday, everybody. We'll see you all later. Enjoy the stuff. And hopefully on Saturday, we'll see you out at the baseball stadium for some more El Paso Locomotive soccer.